Protect your car with 3W Liners all-weather floor mats made from durable. Protect your car with 3W Liners all-weather floor mats. Made from durable materials like TPE and rubber, our mats are designed to withstand rain, snow, and mud with deep grooves to trap dirt and liquids. For a custom fit and advanced protection, visit 3W Liners. That's the number 3, WLINERS.com today. At Acasis, innovation drives us. Since 2008, we've been creating cutting-edge technology products that make your life easier. With a focus on performance, design, and customer service, we're here to help you work smarter, not harder. Join us on our journey to simplify your world. Visit acasis.com today. That's ACASIS.com today.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com. Unlock a world of convenience with Mully Box, your one-stop solution for personalized subscription boxes delivered right to your door. From gourmet snacks to unique finds, each box is tailored to your tastes. Experience the joy of surprises. Subscribe today at mullybox.com. That's MULLYBOX.com.
Rogue Media Sports.
My computer froze, but now we're here live on the Cam Show on YouTube through Rogue Media Sports Network. I'm your host, Cam Stewart. Zach Burke, behind the glass, keeps us on the air every day. And as you can tell from me being a dummy, that's a tough job. And Zach keeps it humming. We will talk today about the bold trade that the Bruins apparently need to make. There's one deal out there that could solve both of their big issues, and that is making the playoffs this year and making the playoffs for years to come. There's one deal that could make that happen. We'll tell you what that deal is. We will talk about Drake Maye. Are we overreacting to Drake Maye's week one? And was it that bad? Kind of, actually. And then we will do something in the third segment that we have never done in the history of this show. We will go way off the grid. Something we have never done. Zach Burke will join me for that. You won't want to miss it. It's something I've been giddy about all morning, man. I have not shut up about all morning. But we're going to start where we start, and that on this show is with the Boston Bruins. And at this time of year, it's about trade rumors, right? They've not done free agency. They've not done that very well. They did their draft. They've got the roster right now, but it's very much not good enough to do anything even close to the playoffs, I think. So now we talk trades. This is where it all starts to heat up. The problem with the Bruins in the trade market right now is, like, how are they attacking this season? Like, are they making a trade to improve them for this year and try to get back to the playoffs, appease ownership? Or are they building towards a long-term future? Like, are they actually retooling with a trade at this time of year? And in my opinion, there's only one trade I think that can legitimately check both those boxes. It could get you closer to a playoff spot this year, could fill the holes on your roster this year, one of them anyway, and can be a part of the filling the holes on your roster for years to come. Something you have been trying to do, a position you have been trying for years now. The Bruins need to trade for Mason McTavish. That is the one deal that gets this done, is this McTavish deal. Here's a kid who's entering his age 23 season. He plays the position you need the most help at. And he's already showcased real offensive skill at the NHL level. Oh, yeah. And he's 6'1", 220. So Cam Neely and Don Sweeney, go get a change of pants. This is the guy you want right now. There is no one on the market quite like Mason McTavish. And it might take the Bruins doing something really, really bold to go out and get him and bolster their center position for years to come. But let's look at the tail of the tape so far. Through 3 full NHL seasons, ages 20, 21, and 22, he's gone over 40 points in each of those years. Put up 52 points last year. 20 goals, plus minus of 0, playing on a bad team. Second line on a bad team. And by the way, none of those 3 years were the Ducks any good. None of them. And he was still developing, putting up points. Like, he's already a playmaker at center who drives the play. He could come in and be your number one center tomorrow. Seriously. And I know how bad that sounds for where the Bruins are at right now. He couldn't be the number one center for the Ducks, but he could be for the Bruins. But, like, yeah, he could slot in right away. You know, former top 5 pick, smooth skater, good shot, playmaker, big, can do all the big physical crap that you want, even though I don't know how much better it makes you. This offensive skill does make you better. And put him with David Pastrnak on one side and Morgan Geekie on the other, you're going to get a pretty, like, you would get a 65-point player. I really believe that. He was over 50 points last year, and he did not have that kind of talent beside him. He did not have a 40-goal scorer, 100-point scorer next to him on one side and a 30-goal scorer on the other. That might be the only thing that could keep Morgan Geekie's shooting percentage as high as it was. Okay. Maybe. I don't think he's ever getting 22% again. But like, he could slot in and be your number one center tomorrow. And again, 22, about to be 23. Like, this isn't just, stopgap, let's use some draft capital to get someone who makes us marginally better this year. This is a guy who's part of your future if you go out and get him right now. And then you're talking about next year, a lineup of centers with, Mason McTavish, Elias Lindholm, and James Higgins. And that gives you all kinds of options for Minton and or Patra if either of them are still on the team after a Mason McTavish deal. You've got a plethora of young centers right now that you don't really know much about at the NHL level, and one really promising one that's going to be in the NHL next year in James Higgins. You can get a proven young NHL player. Like, is he proven to be a 70-point guy? No, he hasn't. His 52 is his career high. But he has proven that through 3 years in his early 20s on a bad team, he continues to improve. I'm surprised there's not more of a market for Mason McTavish. I know part of that is everyone's been on the golf course the last month. But this kid should be one of the most sought-after players on the trading block right now. Now, here lies the issue, right? The asking price. That's what everyone's going to be wondering about. The asking price is going to become a sticking point. And to be honest, it's way up in the air. Every report has something new on what the actual asking price is for Mason McTavish. But let's be real. The kid's an RFA. He's 22 years old. I've already sung his praises enough. And he's a center, a potentially first-line center. It's going to take some draft capital. Okay? Which, for the first time in a while, the Bruins have. The Bruins have draft capital. They've got 4 first-round picks in the next 2 drafts. 4. You've got all your second-round picks for the next 3 years. You've got all your third-round picks for the next 3 years. You've got all kinds of draft capital to play with. Now, as I've said on this channel several times, probably hundreds of times at this point, and I will continue to say, I think the Bruins should be very, very, very wary of trading their own first-round pick in 2026, which is, of course, what every team is going to ask for. The good GMs don't allow that to happen. I know this is not apples to apples, but if it was the same situation for the Boston Celtics and they wanted to go out and get a player like Mason McTavish in the NBA, Brad Stevens would not be giving up his own first-round pick because he'd have a chance next year to get a Cooper Flag, which is what Gavin McKenna is in the NHL draft. I wouldn't trade that pick. But you got Toronto's pick in next year's draft. You got Florida's pick in the year after, which is interesting. Like, will that be the year they finally take a step back? They'll still be a playoff team in all likelihood, but will they take a step back? Or do you want to trade your own in 27? We know this year's draft is stacked. We don't know about 27. So all that to say, it's going to take some draft capital. There's also reports out there that Pat Verbeek is looking for a top 4 right shot defenseman under contract. The Bruins don't really have that. Andrew Peeke is not really a top 4 defenseman. Henry Jokiharju, who is under contract and is right shot, is probably not the quality of a guy that you're throwing in as a centerpiece for Mason McTavish. So the Bruins don't have that. Unless they're willing to trade Charlie McAvoy. Crazy as it may sound, you could talk me into it. I've been a little tough on McAvoy, but at the end of the day, I really like Charlie McAvoy. He's one of my favorite players on the team. I do think he is a top 10 or 12 defenseman in this league when he is on. That said, his offensive game has dipped dramatically. And I know he had I think 12 goals last year, which might be his career high, but he can't quarterback a power play anymore. Like, the Bruins had one of the worst power plays in the league last year when he was running it. And to be honest, it wasn't that much better the year before. His shot isn't what it was. He is not playing physical, whether that's the injuries or just the fact that he is far and away the best defenseman on this team and he doesn't want to leave other guys out to dry. I don't know. But we see him play for Team USA, and he's a physical monster. He was the best player in the first 2 games of the 4 Nations because he was that. but he's not that for the Bruins. And not for nothing, it's another shoulder injury. It's an AC joint, which isn't good. You can come back from it, no problem, but it's a lingering thing. For a guy whose shot gets worse, it's not great to have a shoulder injury, especially one that comes with an infection. Because anybody who's had one knows once you get an infection like that, you are much more susceptible to future infections. That's not good, man. So if the Bruins want to get really bold and say, hey, this is for the future. Mason McTavish and James Higgins are going to be our top two centers. We're going to let them develop a little bit. They could pull off a real hockey trade and trade Charlie McAvoy. And let's be honest, if that's the case, you might not have to throw in a draft pick at all, right? I think if that's what Pat Verbeek's looking for, and look, Pat Verbeek and Don Sweeney are buddies, you can pull off a 1-for-1. You can pull off a Charlie McAvoy for Mason McTavish. You take the cap hit. We'll take that to extend Mason McTavish. It would be really bold, and I don't think Bruins fans would look at it in a favorable light because they love Charlie McAvoy. But at least that would show some direction, right? It wouldn't be this half in, half out bullshit that we typically see from Don Sweeney and the Bruins. He is yet to pull off like a real stunner hockey trade. This would be it. This would be it. If you're going to trade him for anybody, at least have it be a 23-year-old center who's already putting up points in this league, who can play physical for you and can be a part of your future. The more I talk about it, the more I thought about it the last day or so in preparation for this show, the more I'm thinking that could be possible. That could be possible. And again, I really like Charlie McAvoy. If you have a chance to trade your 27 first-round pick and somebody else to bring in Mason McTavish and have Charlie McAvoy still on your team, I'm taking that. Injuries be damned, because I am a little worried about the injuries. I still love the player. But that would be, I think, a bold deal with some direction if you're the Bruins, for sure. The other part of this is the Ducks are going to have suitors here. Okay. Like Montreal is apparently really in on McTavish because they do need a second line center, as I talked about last week in the Pavel Zacha trade video. They're going to need a second line center, and they've got capital. They've got young players. They can throw a Patrick Laine in a deal. The Bruins cannot. So if you're looking to separate yourself from the pack of teams that are looking for McTavish, Ottawa's another one who has ties to his dad. I think his dad or his uncle is a scout for the Senators. Like you can, that's two playoff teams that are looking to get better, and the Bruins, they have better options to trade than the Bruins do. But if Pat Verbeek, if that's what he's looking for, if he's looking for a right shot defenseman under contract that's been a player in this league, like a stud in this league, the Bruins could pull off a Charlie McAvoy trade for Mason McTavish, and I would at least understand it. That's to say, look, we're probably not going to be great this year either, but we're going to have this young center developing. We're going to have James Higgins developing in our own backyard, playing at BC, and we're going to get another really good draft pick this next year. And there's going to be not only a loaded draft class, but a loaded free agent class next year. We're going to have a little bit of money freed up. We can make a push for somebody, Jack Eichel, throw another center in here, someone that's a big time name, and we can still get the end of David Pasternak's prime and not completely waste it. So I think that's really, really bold, but I think it's more of a possibility than a lot of Bruins fans think. The other name that comes up, to move off of Mason McTavish for a second, because I found this one really interesting. The other name that comes up that I think would be a good trade piece for the Bruins is Nick Schmaltz from Utah. I've talked about him a little bit before, but look, he's scored 20 goals and at least 55 points in each of the last 4 seasons on some bad Coyotes teams that turned into a mid, below average, non-playoff Utah team. Okay. 20 goals is 20 goals. And the Bruins could use as many guys who could score 20 goals as they possibly can muster. Okay. His numbers, they're a little bit better than Pavel Zacha's. He's a little bit more expensive. He's about $1 million more, which is the exact number, by the way, that Casey Middlestat is at, which sucks because both those players, Zacha and Schmaltz, are better than Casey Middlestat and what he's going to give you. But I think if you move around some deals, and obviously we talked about it, Pavel Zacha can fetch you a pretty good return. And if you can use some of that to get Nick Schmaltz, you can get, it's a really roundabout way of going about it, but you can get some good capital, maybe a good draft pick and a player for Pavel Zacha, and still be able to bring in someone like Nick Schmaltz, who's a little bit more expensive, but is the same age and has the same production, and his numbers are going up, whereas Pavel Zacha's are going down. I think that's a pretty good addition for the Bruins. As a kid, weirdly, he's one of those who came in as a winger, but has really played his whole NHL career at center. So kind of like Pavel Zacha, you can probably stick him on the wing in a pinch if you need to, or vice versa. Zacha, you would stick at center when you needed to. So he's a guy who can play on the wing and down the middle and probably up and down the lineup. That is something really invaluable to the Bruins right now. Just getting someone who can put the damn puck in the net. Like that is crucial for this team. And to add Nick Schmaltz to a second line, I think that would be pretty good. I think that would be a really good look. And then you can mix in some of your younger guys on the third and fourth line with the young centers on the third and fourth line and give them some real run with NHL guys. So if Mason McTavish is too bold for your taste, which I get it, considering the market that he has and what it's going to cost you in return, then might I interest you in Nick Schmaltz? He's still got a couple years left on that contract, and 5.75 is going to look really damn good in 2 years, even better than it looks right now, because it's kind of a bargain right now. And Utah is still looking to move and shake here. They're looking to make that next step. So what can the Bruins give them? I don't know. But I've got my eyes set on Mason McTavish. Connor Ryan of the Globe, who I listen to and read quite a bit, has basically said, like, that's the move. If you're going to make a move, this is it. And like I said, you want to solve your short term of adding offensive talent right now and trying to get just enough, just enough goals to get over the top and get back into the playoffs, just enough playmaking to get over the hump and get back in the playoffs. Mason McTavish gives you that. And if you're looking for a potential franchise center or top six center 3-4 years from now in their prime, Mason McTavish is also that. And again, just by doing that deal, I almost don't care what you give up outside of David Pastrnak. If you just do that deal, you're a better team in 3-4 years with McTavish and James Higgins as your top two centers. Like that's fantastic. And again, yeah, it could give you a run for an outside shot at Jack Eichel. But would you trade Charlie McAvoy to get there? That's the really, really bold question here. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Then be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're coming at you live every weekday on YouTube and then wherever you get your podcasts as well. I'm your host, Cam Stewart. Zach Burke keeps us on the air 5 days a week. Check out the other videos on the channel talking Bruins, Red Sox, everything else going on in the world of Boston sports so that you don't have to listen to Boston Sports Talk Radio. We don't want that. I know what I just threw out there was really bold, and I've been wrestling with it. I really like Charlie McAvoy, but you're telling me a 28, 29-year-old guy who's had a couple injuries before. I don't think he's just going to become a bum. I don't think he's going to become completely unavailable. But the Charlie McAvoy 2 years from now, at age 29, 30, I don't think is better than the Charlie McAvoy you had 3 or 4 years ago, when he was still finding his way in the league, when he was, 22. It should be at the tail end of his prime at 29, 30. I don't know that he's going to be a better player than he was at age 22, at age 24, and that's a concern for me. That's a real concern for me. And we talk about Gavin McKenna being the sweepstakes for the next draft, right? But you'd have to get number one. There's going to be apparently 3 real good defensemen in the top 10 of that 2026 draft. Maybe you go and find one there. Maybe you're also pulling off a Rasmus Anderson trade. Maybe that is the case. They both want to move, right? McTavish and Anderson. Maybe you could do a 1-for-1 McAvoy for Mason McTavish, and then you can use your draft capital to go and get someone like Rasmus Anderson and sign him. As I talked about on the show the other day, when I talked about the Anderson trade, he and McAvoy are basically the same when it comes to statistics and the way that they're looked at around the league, except one gets hurt much more often than the other. Am I doing a better job than Don Sweeney right now? Maybe, but that doesn't take much. Let me know in the comments section below. Then like and subscribe. We're on the path towards 4,000 subscribers. We're getting pretty close. And it could allow me to buy more of these sick Bruins windbreakers that I can't take off. It's so comfortable for $12 on Facebook Marketplace. That's what happens when you do that, when you like and subscribe and leave a comment and tell me how stupid I am. Anyway, coming up next, we're going to talk about the Patriots. Drake Maye, bad week one. Are we overreacting? The stats actually say we're not, and that's not a good thing. That's next on The Cam Show.
We'll be right back after these quick words from our sponsors. This is Rogue Media Network.
Golf Partner, the world's largest golf store network, offers more purchasing opportunities than anywhere else. With a dominant market share and a wider selection of quality secondhand golf clubs than our competitors, we make it easy for you to enjoy the game with affordable, top-quality equipment. Join us at golfpartnerusa.com and discover why we're the trusted choice for golf lovers worldwide. That's GOLFPARTNERUSA.com. Golf Partner.
Since 2003, Bluehost has been empowering people to harness their brands online with innovative web hosting solutions. Trusted by over 2 million users, we're the longest-running WordPress.org recommended host. With Bluehost, you get a safer, better web experience, supported by the world's most popular site builder, and backed by our commitment to open source projects. Visit Bluehost.com today and take your website to the next level.
Experience the future of secure private cloud storage with Internex. Protect your files with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your data stays private and accessible only to you. Enjoy seamless, fast storage without compromising security. Visit Internex.com today and take control of your digital life. That's INTERNXT.com today.
Apollo Neuro is a new kind of wearable that helps your body recover from stress. It's like a wearable hug for your nervous system that helps you calm down and feel better. The Apollo wearable will send gentle vibrations to your body, like a song you can feel instead of hear. You feel better. You sleep better. And you can get back to being yourself. Learn more at apolloneuro.com.
And now, back to our show.
To the show, the Cam Show on Rogue Media Sports Network. It's called that because my name is Cam, okay? There will be no Cam girls here, although that would be a great idea for Zach listening behind the glass. If we could get some scantily clad women like the ring ladies, that just say like segment 2, the Cam girls. I don't know. It's just something to think about on Rogue Media Sports Network as this show continues to go to the moon. We're getting close to 4,000 subscribers, and to us, that's the moon. So do us a favor, help us get to the moon. Neil Armstrong, like and subscribe. We've talked about the Bruins and the bold trade they could make here that could, I think, really pay some dividends for them. Charlie McAvoy for Mason McTavish. Would you do it? Let me know in the comment section below. And while you're in the comment section, I'll highlight any good ones if you got them. Let me know what you thought about Drake Maye yesterday or Sunday. That was 2 days ago. Let me know what you thought about Drake Maye's week 1 performance, because it's catching a lot of ire here. And what I want to go through is whether that's deserved or not, whether this is just sports talk radio, just pumping up your tires and just giving you all the greatest hits. Is that true? Let's talk about it. Drake Maye stunk on Sunday against the Raiders. But it's not his fault. Not entirely his fault. And the Patriots lose. I obviously went nuclear yesterday, and all the sports talk radio stations are talking about, well, we need to reassess Maye. Is he really the guy? Is Josh McDaniels really the guy? Is Mike Vrabel really the guy? Is this defense legit? That's what we do after 1 week. And I watched every snap of the game, and I was listening to all this commentary about how bad Drake Maye sucked, and I'm trying to think to myself, is this real? Like, I watched this. Is this real? Are they just way blowing this out of proportion? And unfortunately, the conclusion I came to is that it's not really being blown out of proportion all that much. Like, seriously, Drake Maye was not very good in this game. Do I agree that it's not entirely his fault? Yes, I do. And I'll go through why I think that. But this was a bad day all the way around for this offense. The Patriots are on a historically bad offensive run that goes far beyond the quarterback. This team has not scored 30 points in 3 years. 3 years. It was October of 2022, the last time they did that. That is nuts. 35 months since they scored 30 points. And yeah, you guessed it. That's the longest streak of anybody in the league. The last time they did it, Bailey Zappi was at quarterback, and Tyquan Thornton had 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns. I think that was 2 of his 3 career Patriots touchdowns came in that game against Cleveland. So this goes way beyond Drake Maye. But Drake was not good enough, man. It was not good enough. So I go on to PFF. They have him as the 22nd ranked quarterback in week 1. And I was like, okay. I expected him to be a little bit lower, not drastically lower, but I was expecting like 26th, 27th. He's 22nd. But then I looked at the guys behind him, and there were Aaron Rodgers, who threw 3 touchdowns and won the game. JJ McCarthy, who threw 3 second-half touchdowns and won the game. So you got to take that with a grain of salt, okay? PFF is not the end-all, be-all model. I think they have McCarthy like 30th. It's like, really? It's like he was worse than Tua? You sure about that? None of what happened in this game really made you feel good about Drake Maye. You know, is it enough for me to be like, let's start looking at the number 1 pick for next year's quarterback? Not necessarily, although Sawyer Robertson from Baylor, just saying, would be a great fit. But he missed open receivers. He throws another interception. It wasn't actually his worst pass of the day, I don't think, but he's trying to force the ball to Stephon Diggs. He dropped back, or he passed 46 times. I think he dropped back like 55 times. It was sacked 4 times, which is another problem from last year. He's still getting used to decision-making at the NFL level. Even though everyone says he's so quick to dissect things on the fly, he's still making poor decisions throwing the ball and poor decisions on when to run. And again, I think part of that is, you know, he's always been a good runner. He's always been able to do stuff with his legs. But last year, he had an offensive coordinator that refused to draw up a designed run for him. So when he's scrambling around the pocket and he wants to leave it, he's thinking, am I supposed to do that? Should I be doing that? Josh McDaniels has never schemed up a lot of quarterback runs because he didn't have a lot of quarterbacks that could run. There's a lot going on. The offensive line still is not good. Will Campbell did not have a good game on Sunday, despite what PFF will tell you. Again, sacked 4 times. He still doesn't have great receivers. Keyshawn Butte is still like the only one he's comfortable throwing to, him and Hunter Henry. Pop Douglas did not get a lot of looks in the second half. Stephon Diggs, not a lot of looks in general. He played 40% of the snaps. Mac Hollins, one of the receivers of all time. Like, that's what Mac Hollins is. I think Kyle Williams played 10% of the snaps. So they're still trying to figure out what the personnel is for this team. And it is hurting Drake Maye. And I was saying a lot of the same stuff about Mac Jones in 2022. Right? New OC, injury, who are the weapons, where's the run game, offensive lines going down in the tank. It's the same thing we said about Mac Jones. Now, I will defend this until he proves otherwise to me, but I think Drake Maye is more talented than Mac Jones. I don't think it's much of a comparison when it comes to arm talent, the kind of throws they can make, the mobility. But all I'm saying is, the beginning of year 2, we're saying the same things about Drake Maye that we said 3 or 4 weeks into week 2 for Mac Jones. And that's not good. That's why he's getting C- grades, D grades. He was inconsistent. He leads a touchdown drive in the second drive of the game, and he leads two more scoring drives the whole rest of the game. And they were both field goals. And as I mentioned on yesterday's show, they have that middle 8, we'll call it middle 9 for the argument's sake of this game, because they had the ball with 5 minutes left in the first half, 2 minutes left in the first half, and the first possession of the second half, and they scored 3 points in those 3 possessions. 3 points. You had a stretch where you had the ball for, 12 of 14 minutes, and you scored 3 points. That's not good, man. Or how about the first 23 plays of the second half where they gained 83 yards on their first 5 drives? That's a pretty decent sample size. Couldn't get it done. And the interception that he had in the beginning, the early part of the second half, I think really flipped the momentum in that game. And there's plenty more problems. There were plenty of problems on defense, 9 plays of 20 plus yards. But if Drake Maye's throwing the ball 46 times, you're not going to win many games doing that. And what's funny about this, what's ironic about this is the 287 yards he threw for on Sunday is a career high. He's never thrown for 300 yards in a game. Part of that is the receiver options. Part of that's the offensive line in front of him. So was he dreadful? No. Was he not good enough? Absolutely. Because we knew the offensive line was going to be a problem. We knew they were probably going to struggle running the football, and we knew they didn't have great options. But what did we say the whole offseason? Drake Maye can elevate some of these guys. It's not going to be 30 points a game. It might not be 30 points ever, apparently, ever again for the Patriots. But it's not going to be 30 points a game. But I would have thought against a defense that was downright bad last year in the Raiders that 20 points allowed was going to be good enough for you to win the game. If you told me they were going to give up 20 points, I would have said, okay, they're going to win 23-20, 24-20, because Drake's going to have a good game. He didn't. And if we should be concerned yet, I'm going to say let's give it till week 5, week 6. But if they start 0-2, which is a very real possibility, I'm going to start to worry about this team in general. This is like a big put your balls on the table game this week, which I will talk about later in the week. But this is like put your cock and balls on the table and show that you belong in this league kind of week for the entire team. Okay? You never beat Miami, ever. Again, the last time you beat Miami was when Tom Brady was throwing touchdown passes to Antonio Brown on the Patriots. Okay? You haven't won down there since 2019. Tua has never lost to you. So they got their shit rocked on Sunday. They were the only team in the AFC East that looked worse than you did. They got absolutely boat raced by Daniel Jones. Okay? Their coach is going to get fired. Their morale is at an all-time low. Tyreek Hill is throwing tantrums. He's not a captain anymore, and he hasn't had 100 yards in 365 days. You might be better than the Dolphins. You really might be. This is a time to show to us and to show to the NFL that we are for real. We went down to a place that we never win against a team that we never beat. We are coming off a bad week. They're coming off a bad week, and we're going to show you that we're better than them. This is the time to do it. Will they do it? Lord only knows. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Is Drake Maye bad? Should we be worrying about Drake Maye? Let me know in the comments section below. Then be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're coming at you live every weekday, high noon Eastern time, and then wherever you get your podcasts as well. I'm your host, Cam Stewart. Zach Burke keeps us on the air as he does 5 days a week. Check out the other videos on the channel. I'm talking Patriots, Bruins, Red Sox, everything else going on in the world of Boston sports that you don't have to listen to Boston Sports Talk Radio. I don't think he's bad, but am I starting to get concerned just a little bit? Anyway, coming up next, we're going to do something on this show that we have never done before, okay? It's going to combine the things we really like, Zach and I, some niche sports stuff, some sports jerseys maybe, and looking at, I'll leave it at that. We've never done this before, but Zach and I will do it next on The Cam Show.
We'll be right back after these quick words from our sponsors. This is Rogue Media Network.
Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. Whether at home or on the go, NordVPN ensures your digital freedom. Stay secure. Download NordVPN today at nordvpn.com. That's NORDVPN.com. Elevate your experience with Grenco Science, the leaders in cutting-edge vaporizers. Whether you're at home or on the go, our sleek, powerful devices deliver smooth, consistent hits every time. Quality you can trust, innovation you can feel. Grenco Science. Take your vapor game to the next level. Visit us at GrencoScience.com.
It all began with a simple idea, cutting handles off old ski sticks to create better pull-up bars. This sparked the creation of the revolutionary Angles 90 handles. After testing over 70 prototypes with 300 athletes, our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Angles90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
Dive into adventure with Scuba.com, your ultimate destination for top-tier scuba and snorkeling gear. With over 20 years of experience, our expert staff, who've dived everywhere from the Galapagos to the Maldives, provides personalized advice to help you find the perfect gear for any underwater journey. Shop leading brands like GoPro, Aqualung, and Scuba Pro. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, trust Scuba.com for the best in diving equipment and expert guidance. Explore now at Scuba.com. That's SCUBA.com. Scuba.com.
And now, back to our show.
Okay, back to our show, the Camp Show, Rogue Media Sports Network. Zach, who we have lost for just a second here, he's going to be right back. He was drinking. He doesn't want to show you that. We're going to do something that we have never, ever done on the Camp Show before, with the caveat that we've kind of done it before, just not in this way. Oh, Zach.
It's telling me that it can't find my camera now all of a sudden.
I think this is great right here. I think leave it. Can you leave it like this and like fiddle with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, here, yeah. So I can. Oh, well, hold on. There we go. Can you hear me still?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do this and I'll be able to fiddle with it still. Yeah.
Okay. So Zach, let me ask you this then. When I told you that I didn't tell you what this was, and I said, look, this is going to be something we've never done before, but I want you in on it. Were you nervous about that?
Oh, very much so. I had no clue what I was in for. I was telling Mike that I think
we're gonna kiss.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, virtually, because
I need a man to hug and kiss.
Those
are
the best. My favorite Simpsons bit.
That might be the best one.
Yeah. But I was telling him I didn't know what to expect, but I was excited and nervous at the same time.
Well, it is something we've kind of done before, just not in the way that we're doing this. So I have been giddy all morning. Like legit, I've been a child all morning. I've been so happy. I've never been so happy about something that's going to likely bankrupt me than what I've been celebrating this morning. And that is this, Zach. Okay. My favorite club, Liverpool Football Club, mates, have dropped their third kit, their alternate kit this year.
Yeah. What is it?
And it is fucking phenomenal. Okay. We love reviewing jerseys and uniforms on this show. And I thought soccer, it's something that I have a huge passion for, but I'm like, keep it away from the show. It's not Boston, but it's owned by the Red Sox ownership group. So I'm going to take an exception today so that we can review these absolute beauties. Look at this.
Okay.
Look at this.
Does look really good.
Most solid. I am getting long sleeve. So they went back to Adidas this year.
Yeah.
And so they do long sleeves. They haven't mass produced long sleeve Liverpool jerseys in 15 years. So I am all over this. I'm a huge long sleeve guy. Here's a bit of a closer look with the black goalkeeper shirt in the background. How are you feeling about this color, Zach?
I like that color.
I love this color, man.
I don't know if it's just me and the older I've gotten, but I've come around on green just in general as a color, and that is a nice shade of green. It really is.
Maybe that's me too, man. Not that I ever disliked green, but
yeah, but I like it in jerseys and stuff more for sure.
I love the Celtics green, right? It's It's pure in a way. It stands out a lot. I've got the hat I usually wear on this show, the Fenway green Red Sox hat, which is somewhat similar to this. I love a good like olive green, like army green, like as kind of a casual wear.
Yeah, no, I get that.
That's a
for
good
sure.
color. But this, so Liverpool have done this color before, but they haven't done it in a long time. And the coolness behind this, Zach, that you would have to be a Liverpool fan to kind of really appreciate is that badge is they haven't had that in 35 years. And it's got the old Adidas logo on the other side too. Here's a close up. That rocks, man. Like that is so cool.
It is, dude. I like that. Yeah.
Like this is a great like casual wear. I'll get the short sleeve one without a name on the back just because it's like pure. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, you don't want it to be unsullied. You just like the
I did order the long sleeve one with a name on the back though today.
what? Okay, who'd you get?
Okay. Can I you've been inside my madness before.
Yeah.
This is one of the
I want to hear the
craziest
reasoning
jersey
behind it too,
scenarios.
because that's always my favorite part.
Okay. So I'm going to bring up real quick as I'm talking about this. This is their 3 kits this year because this will come into play. I love all 3 of these. Love them. It's the best 3 shirt set they've had in 5 years. And so here's the thing, Zach. They've made a bunch of new signings this summer. And for the red shirt that you see on the right here, I got a long sleeve version of Florian Wirtz. Okay. Their record signing came from Germany, attacking midfielder, hell of a player. Love his game. Wears number 7. That's a good soccer number. And so I got the long sleeve with his name on the back from China. I do a lot of my soccer jerseys from China because their knockoffs are pretty good. So that's what I got. I still haven't gotten it yet, right? And then they made another record signing and one of the biggest signings in Premier League history for Alexander Isak. And so I got this middle shirt, long sleeve with Isak. Okay. But I was like, I kind of want this one to be legit. So I go to worldsoccershop.com and those fucking thieves send me one pretty quickly. I've got it right here. Hold on.
All right. Well, I'm just going to be a voice of God while Cam goes and grabs the jersey.
So I got this one pretty quickly, but as I hold it up, it's like such bullshit word art. Like,
is that like ironed on?
I mean, yeah, but it doesn't have, it's not the way the number actually looks. There's no Premier League logo. There's no trim. Like it's just bullshit, man. Like this is what you would get if you were just at like a random Dick's Sporting Goods and they had a customization center that had nothing to do with Liverpool Football Club. So I'm pissed because I spent real money on this. Like the jersey itself is really nice. But I hate that. So anyway, I'm like a third of the way through the explanation, Zach. I'm sorry. So I got Wirtz on the red one. I got Isak on that one. And
keep going. I'm going to try to reload myself in and fix this.
And what I noticed is Dominic Szoboszlai, another player I really like, scored a banger of a free kick goal against Arsenal in the biggest game of the season so far in the red long sleeve kit. And honestly, it's got aura. The kids would say it has aura. Okay. Long sleeve red Szoboszlai shirt, number 8, definitely has aura.
Okay.
And so what I've done, Zach, oh God, I don't even feel comfortable saying this, but I promise it's going to make sense. So I decided the Szoboszlai red shirt has too much aura for me not to get.
Yeah.
So the green shirt that I ordered today, I got Wirtz on the back of that one.
Okay.
So the mail coming to me will be a Wirtz red one that I will sell on eBay, that I bought for $15, that I will sell on eBay for probably $50 because obviously if it's a piece of shit, I can't do that. But typically they're pretty good and they're worth $50 if you don't want to wait 4 weeks for shipping, like you would for a Chinese jersey. So I'm going to do that. And then I realized today that Adidas is selling them directly and you can actually customize them. You used to not be able to. You'd have to go through the club to customize it, or something like World Soccer Shop. And so that's cheaper than getting it sent from England. So I might be replacing this Isak one and getting the Szoboszlai one through that, and then having to sell like 3 jerseys on eBay to turn a profit on it. So there's a lot of moving parts there. I've done this before with hockey jerseys. It works. Like I know the market well enough that I could sell on eBay, and I don't want to completely fleece people, but I could sell those for $110 on eBay and probably get it. But I'm more than happy selling them for like 50.
Yeah. It's kind of like a shell game of all the moving pieces, though, of the jerseys here.
Yes, and the beauty of it is that unlike baseball or soccer, or hockey, or sometimes football, sometimes not, the Chinese jerseys are pretty good. Like they're pretty good knockoffs. That's actually where most of my jerseys come from.
A lot of times, at least baseball wise, what I've noticed here lately, I mean, it might have been better in the past year or so, but sometimes like you would get actual stitching and stuff from some of the knockoffs that you wouldn't get from ordering from Fanatics. So.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I also don't do the current Fanatics ones for baseball. I just can't. I'm stuck in a retro rut. I gotta. So these are 3 belters, man. But that green one fucking rocks. I love the color on the away kit, the ecru, the off-white, and everyone loves them. And I think it goes really well with red and black. The other thing I wanted to show you, Zach, because this is what happens. You come out with Adidas. They all also come out with a pair of corresponding trainers.
Ooh. Okay.
And I have never been a bold shoe guy. Like I'm always just like white shoe.
Yeah. You're here for it?
I fucking love these, man. And they're not crazy expensive. Like what would you think that would go for? Like it's a 1-year thing. They'll probably sell out by Christmas and won't restock them.
$60?
Oh, okay. Maybe they are more expensive.
75? No, I don't. Well, when you said like you prefaced that, so I started low.
So I don't. I'm
110. I don't know.
It's $110.
Okay, I was trying to think of what usually sneaker prices go.
I would have expected, because I try like hell to buy my regular ass sneakers for just under $100, and it's really, really tough. Like as the years go by, it's tougher to do that. So I expected this to be like $180. It's 110. Like I could do that, man. Grace is worried they're not my style, and that they're going to be tough to match. But I kind of love these, man. I kind of love them.
See, I feel like green is kind of tough to match with.
It is difficult. And the other thing too, the elephant in the room is most of my Liverpool stuff that I'm going to wear is red.
Is it a similar enough green to match your Celtic stuff?
Not quite. Not quite. That is a bummer. Some of the new, like this year Red Sox stuff, it's close enough, I think.
Okay.
But no, it's not quite. I don't think it's quite there for the Celtics or for Baylor green. So
that's true. I was trying to think of another green
I really
you
won't
could
be able to wear with this, which is kind of ironic that when I wear green, I won't be able to wear these. But I literally have 1 pair of sneakers. So
those are nice though. I like those.
Nice. I should have gotten another picture. They have a red one with a white one with red 3 stripes.
Like the stripes, yeah.
Which is a little more conservative and looks good. But I love the way this pops, man. I love this color.
I do too. I really like that a lot. If I were like, that's the thing too. I've always wanted to be more of a shoe guy, and like this is definitely like, oh, I'd love to have something like that. But the same thing is, I don't know what I'd match it with. Like that's the hard part.
It's tough. And I was like overthinking this morning with the shirt. I'm like, this is going to be one of the great Liverpool shirts I've ever had. Should I just get one of the, like these 3 guys I'm talking about are 3 new guys. Szoboszlai's been on the team for 2 years. The other 2 were signed this summer. So they're exciting. They're going to be good players. But I was like, should I get like one of the classic mainstay players? You know, there are 2 guys who've been on the team for 8 years who are like all-time greats at Liverpool. I already have their shirts. But I'm like, should I get theirs? Because it's going to be such an iconic shirt in the future. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I just need Florian Wirtz to be good because I already ordered it. It's too expensive, but it's what it is.
I had to go there for a little bit and check out the new Tottenham kits then after you brought up Liverpool's. Yeah, they're not bad. I mean,
are they Nike still?
They are still Nike.
Yeah.
I mean the homes
was not my thing.
The homes are always going to be the same with the white and blue, and I'm totally fine with that. They're classic. They look nice. Yellow and blues for the 3rd seem to be a thing for a while too. I don't know. They're not bad.
Remember when they had that like real gold one, like dehydrated piss one.
Yeah.
I actually didn't mind those. What was that, like 16, 17 probably? Maybe 17, 18?
Sometime around then, yeah.
And they had it with blue shorts. I didn't think that was that bad. It's tough with Tottenham. Like, it's tough to get a bad home shirt, but it's also tough to get like a banger home shirt. You know what I mean?
That's
Same thing with
thing.
Real Madrid. It's like
their home's always going to be the white with a little bit of blue here, there, blue shorts, you know. But yeah, they try to go the third, I guess, is where they always add a little bit of color. But I've never understood, and maybe it's me for not being a better fan, the choice for third kit sometimes, because like one year it'll be purple and then the next year it'll be yellow and blue, and you're like, oh, okay, cool.
You just rotate through these things, man.
Yeah.
So that you'll buy them. Like, that's exactly like this color took too long. This is the first time they've done this color in 15 years. I want to say 08, 09, I think was when they did that third kit. That was this color.
I mean, it's the same thing.
And they're going to wear them this weekend, and nobody's going to have them yet. No fans are going to have them yet.
I had one last question to ask you before I get out. You talked about Adidas not being able to allow you to customize jerseys again until now. Do you remember? I also feel, and maybe this is just me misremembering, but
this also could be, by the way, this also could be like they haven't been Adidas in a while, so I could be wrong on that. But Nike wouldn't have done that.
That's what
Nike and New Balance would sell them to you. You could buy them from their website, but it would just be blank.
Well, I remember when you used to be able to customize anything from any NFL jersey you got, and that the NFL, at least NFL.com, put a kibosh on it when they were selling so many Mexico Falcons gear, because Mike Vick's alias for his prescription meds were Ron Mexico. So people were flooding NFL shop with number 7 Mexico jerseys, and the NFL ended up, we're like, yeah, we're going to stop allowing customization.
Oh, come on, dude. Who knows what they would have done with a Patriots 81 jersey?
Oh man.
That's good though, man.
No, that's solid. I wish you
Buffalo 32 jersey. Huh. Oh, Carolina Panthers 83.
Is that
that's our pal Ruth?
Yeah. Okay.
Did you see the other day the A's had, like, MLB teams will do like those road trip themes, and theirs was like NFL jersey or like football jersey, and they have like the pictures of them getting onto the team bus to go to the airport. And one of the players, who I think is from Massachusetts, I should know this, the Red Sox are playing them right now, was wearing a Mitchell and Ness Patriots 81 jersey. And everyone was like, oh my God, who's on it? But literally in the bottom corner, it says 2007 Randy Moss on it. I'm like, come on, guys. Come on. Like, I get it, but come on.
Yeah.
So anyway, 10 out of 10 for me, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, I absolutely loved it. That was a very pleasant surprise. I know I'm not necessarily the biggest Liverpool fan, but kit wise, they absolutely killed it. All 3 of those options look nice.
Now you gotta win something though.
Yeah, it's true.
You gotta win something.
You look like a winner. Now you gotta be a winner.
Yeah. And the last time they had 3 banger kits, they did win the league in 2020. Although 22, they had 3 pretty damn good ones too. I should give that more credit. And they did win a cup double, which is but they did win something.
Counts for something, right? Yeah.
And they went to the Champions League final and played for the league on the final day. So that was disappointing.
So are you calling it here now then? The Liverpool's gonna have a
They're going to win. They're going to win a major trophy this year, like one of the 2 major trophies, aka the Premier League or the Champions League.
All right.
These fucking banger kits.
You heard it here first.
If they had gotten the Mark Gahey deal over the line on deadline day, I would have said they're going to win the Premier League, no doubt. But I'm going to look pretty damn good, man.
You will, and the shoes to match.
It's going to bankrupt me. The family will not get anything for Christmas. We got to let Corey know about this and get an advance on my raise here. But anyway, thanks, Zach. Thanks for doing that. I wish I could do it more often, but they only do it once a year. So we've kind of done our Liverpool thing. But you know what? When I get it, how about we do that? How about we take a few minutes when I get it? It might not need to be a whole segment, but when I get it, I'll bring it on here and I'll show it off. Anyway, thank you guys.
You'll need to do it like when you got your Paul Kariya jersey,
which was great. Yeah.
Oh,
I think the same thing was the Austin Matthews one. I think that one I literally ran down.
It's not full segments, but we have little where we can appreciate it.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just start factoring that in more. I should at least wear some more. Anyway, thank you guys. It's live high noon Eastern time every weekday, and then wherever you get your podcast as well. We'll see you on the next edition of The Cam Show.
Transform your workspace with Hanomi Ergonomics. From adjustable chairs to standing desks, we provide solutions for comfort and productivity, whether at home or in the office. Improve your posture, reduce strain, and work smarter. Visit us at hanomi.co today. That's HINOMI.co today. Experience the future of secure private cloud storage with Internex. Protect your files with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your data stays private and accessible only to you. Enjoy seamless, fast storage without compromising security. Visit Internex.com today and take control of your digital life. That's INTERNXT.com today. Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. Whether at home or on the go, NordVPN ensures your digital freedom. Stay secure. Download NordVPN today at nordvpn.com. That's NORDVPN.com. Sains, we understand that maintaining a healthy lifestyle can be challenging, especially in today's fast-paced world. That's why our mission is to make fitness accessible to everyone, anywhere. Committed to excellence, we adopt a user-centric approach guided by ergonomics and medical science. With a team of seasoned professionals in R&D, design, and manufacturing, we prioritize quality across our entire product line. Visit twosains.com today and start your journey to better health. That's TOUSAINS.com.